Hi, this is Mike with the Exatouch demo team. In this video, we're going to discuss creating required modifiers for a restaurant menu item. Just as a refresher, a required modifier is going to be the first modifier that pops up when we select the item from the register screen. And typically required modifiers are going to be core choices that are important to communicate back to the kitchen for every order, regardless of the selections that are made by the customer. So continuing on with our All-American Burger example, it might be things like a cook temp, a type of cheese, a side that comes with the burger, things like that where we're always going to want to communicate those options back to the kitchen. So in order to set up our required modifier groups, first thing we're going to do is log in with our PIN number here. We're going to come into our items module on the right-hand side, and then come into our categories. Now, under categories, we'll see on the left-hand side all our primary categories that we have set up that will appear on the register menu. And what we're going to want to do here is create a new mods category. Now, this may already be in place on your system if we've built out your menu already. But if you don't have it, all we need to do is click into our category section and hit new category here. We're going to go ahead and name that category mods. And then we're going to go ahead and toggle visible on register to off. Once we do that, we can go ahead and hit save, and we'll see our mods category is now available within the modifier categories here, or within our categories section. Next thing we'll need to do is create different modifier subcategories. So these subcategories are going to be used within the system to identify different modifier sets. In the instance of what we'll set up here is our first set for cook temp. So we're going to go ahead and click into our subcategory section, hit the new subcat button, and then we're going to go ahead and label that cook temp. From here, we'll go ahead and hit save. And that's going to bring us back out to our main items module window here. Next thing we need to do is create the different modifier choices that are going to be available as part of the required modifier. So we're going to come into item details here, and very similar to creating a new item in the system, we're going to hit our new button here. We're going to go ahead and populate our SKU number and put in our first choice. In this instance, we're going to say rare. We'll put in a price of 0. And then instead of selecting an item subcategory and subcategory, we're going to go ahead and find our mods category. And then our cook temp subcategory is automatically populated there. If we did have other subcategories already set up, we'll have those available through our dropdown here. Now, the one thing that we're going to do that's different from setting up a regular item is we are going to toggle it and identify this as a modifier. This just changes how the record is handled within the system. You'll see promos and inventory choices are grayed out here. One cool thing that we can do here, typically when we're setting up modifier sets, we're going to have multiple choices as part of each set. So one way to easily do that quickly is we're going to go ahead and save our rare option. Then we're going to go ahead and use our duplicate button here to the left. You'll see that it keeps a lot of our main parameters here. We've still got it as a modifier item, and this will allow us to quickly put in our additional choices. So we'll say medium rare, keep our $0 price point. We're going to go ahead and save this, and then we'll go ahead and continue through the duplicate process for our additional choices. We'll go ahead and do medium. We'll save, we'll duplicate, and then we're going to do well done here as well. And once we've gone ahead and made all these choices that we want as part of our cook temp set, we'll go ahead and hit save. And the next thing we need to do is attach our modifier choices to the All-American Burger item. So one easy way to do that is come back to our register screen. We'll find our All-American Burger here on our burger category, and we'll ring in the All-American Burger. And one easy way to get back to the All-American Burger item record is through our info button. We can then click on the gear icon here, and this will bring us back into the All-American Burger. Next thing we'll do is come into our modifier tab, and very similar to the categories module, we're going to go ahead and find our mods category here. And once we do that, we'll see we have our cook temp subcategory. We're going to go ahead and select that and use this arrow button down here to pull our different cook temp options to the right. Now, next thing we're going to do is create our cook temp modifier group. We'll do that by using the Manage Group button. Here we can come in and populate our different group descriptors. We'll go ahead and go do cook temp, and we'll go ahead and reset these to group B and group C and group D. Now, one thing you'll notice here on the right hand side is we have the option to set up how many selections are available within the modifier group. Now, in the instance of a cook temp, we're only going to make one selection because there's only one way we can cook, the item. But you do have the option to allow for multiple selections here. So if you think of a dish that comes with multiple sides or has multiple meat selections, we can allow for multiple selections to be made here. But we're going to go ahead and leave that as 1 and 1 for now. Once we've named our group, then we're going to come up to our required field here and use our drop down to place all of our choices into our cook temp group here. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and hit our save button. And then we'll go ahead and back out to our register screen. We're going to go ahead and refresh our burger category here. And what we'll see now, once we select our All-American burger, is it brings us into our required modifier screen. And you'll notice here, we've only got the option to either cancel mods or make a selection, but it won't allow us to save the item until we do make a cook temp selection. You'll also notice here we have 4 additional columns where we can set up additional choices. So this could be type of cheese, side that comes with the burger, maybe even something like type of bun that the burger is made on. Now we'll go ahead and hit save, and we'll see that that cook temp has been attached to our item. And if we go ahead and send that order off the kitchen, then we'll see that our All-American burger is coming in medium rare. Now, as we've touched on before, we can also attach ingredient modifiers to an item, so to allow for additional customization, but we'll go ahead and touch on that in the next video.